So you face Man United on Sunday, and joining us in the studio now is Inside Devils regular Angelina Kelly. Angelina, welcome to Inside Gooners. How are you feeling for the weekend?
I'm feeling all right. I'll be honest. I do feel like there should have been a bit of a round of applause when I came in, a bit of gratitude, because we kept you guys in the title race with that draw against Liverpool. So I'm just saying, it would have been nice.
She has a point.
It would have been nice. But yes, I'm all good. I'm still shocked, I think, from the weekend, because I don't think we even gave predictions on Inside Devils, because we knew that we were expecting a disaster.
But what about Harry Maguire's miss?
That was, you know what?
Everyone wanted that.
Yeah, literally. Every Arsenal fan I knew was like, we're supporting you today, like, we're with you. It was incredible. I think with that situation, I know there was a lot of talk about Xerxes and what he should have done, but I feel like he's clearly void of so much confidence, because the ball bobbled, and if it was someone else on the end of it, I think we would have seen a different outcome. But I think the Liverpool game in general, it was just, when you go back to a year ago, when we played them under Eric Ten Hag, it was a 0-0 draw. This one felt different. You know, United actually arrived to try and get something out of the game, and you know, they got the point. They came close to even getting a win. You've got Amorim talking about, you know, we're starving of leaders, and a lot of people stepped up to the plate. Someone like Bruno Fernandes, I mean, you think about it, that I'm sure you will all relish the 7-0 from 2 years prior. Bruno, yeah, I can see you laughing, Benny. All right, you enjoy yourself. You know, Bruno got so much stick for being petulant, for being childish, whereas this was a real captain's performance from him. And I think he really stepped up to the plate. Maguire, like you mentioned, Lisandro Martinez. So for the first time since the City game, there were positives to take from it.
Do you know, my only thing with that, and it was a good performance,
yeah,
I'm not quite sure how much of the game was Manchester United being good or Liverpool were poor.
Well, I think that with Trent, to be honest, because Diogo Dalot, 1 minute he's getting outrun by Ashley Young, no disrespect to Ashley Young, but there is clearly an age difference there. And then the next minute he's giving Trent nightmares. It was just, I think it was more Trent being bad than Dalot being completely exceptional. And maybe you could argue, I guess, in other areas of the pitch as well. So I'll give you that.
You guys got any questions? Go on.
I know you are. Did that move you up to 12?
I don't really look at the table. I don't look at the table because I have issues looking at the Premier League table. It makes me really sad. And I just try and focus on the positives. So
I've got a question, because it was a brilliant performance. I actually think it was more about United being good than I don't think Liverpool were that bad. They weren't their usual level, but I thought they were okay. But do you think there was an element of, it's away at Anfield, everyone's expecting us to get piped and battered, actually rinsed here. It was a one-off. Do you think you can replicate that at the Emirates to a team that we've just been discussing? You know, we're not playing particularly well ourselves. We're fragile. Do you think you can do that again, or was that like your annual, we're gonna do it?
Yeah, I think having the City result, even though I will obviously say City were in the middle of their terrible run, but I think those two results give you confidence. I think it's frustrating in general, because you do think, is this just the one game that United are going to show up and be decent? Can they replicate this? They need consistency. I think, if anything, the last visit to the Emirates maybe gives us a little bit of hope, because I think that first half, you could argue even maybe to 60 minutes, United weren't terrible. In that they managed to cause Arsenal some problems. You could see when it got to half-time, Arteta was not happy. It seemed like the fans were not happy. They caused a couple of problems. So I think with, you know, the week before the Liverpool game and another week when you've had training and we've not had other games, if United can get that 45 minutes and kind of extend that and have the right concentration and different things, there is potential. I mean, Arsenal, especially against United, there's been a lot of late last-minute goals. I don't think we've seen that as much. We've seen it probably, you know, United against Liverpool and City, they got late goals. I feel like with Arsenal, it seems from an outsider looking in, that when things aren't going as planned, if you're not able to get something out of the game immediately, it's almost like running out of ideas maybe. And I think the Newcastle game, loads of chances, but you couldn't convert. But I think like Everton, Fulham, Brighton, when it's not been working, it's kind of like maybe running out of ideas a little bit. So if United can stifle them for a good prolonged period of time, if you manage to get to 0-0 to 80 minutes, and I know that is asking a lot because you've also got set pieces, pound for pound, Arsenal do have a better team. But if you get to 0-0 at 80 minutes, you probably back United more.
I told Flex that. So the Flex, stay in the game for an hour and you could get some joy. If the game could be over if we played to our abilities by half time. But get to an hour and, you know, if it's still 0-0, 1-1, you know, it could get a bit touchy at the Emirates there. So you never know.
Darren, how important do you think this game is for Arsenal then?
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, getting beat
More
by
so than
Newcastle.
United?
Say that again?
More so than United? Importance?
No, I won't say so. I just think for Arsenal, just get to the next round of the cup. Because what you don't want to do is you don't want the disappointing result against Brighton. Then you move into Newcastle where you got beat. Then you get beat by Manchester United at home as well. Like, we feel like we're in a bad situation now. After that United game, it could be, oh my goodness, crisis.
It's Tottenham next.
Yeah, and then Tottenham. It's crisis.
Can't wait.
If Arsenal could put a performance in and beat Manchester United, which I think they will do, because I think Man United, yes, I wouldn't have turned the corner, but the result against Liverpool was good. Arsenal are a better side than Manchester United. So if Arsenal can get past Man United, get a bit of confidence going into that North London derby, then I think Arsenal can almost pick back up their season. I think for Manchester United, it's just, I think for theirs, it's week to week. Like, you see a performance, then you don't. It's just teething problems for Ruben Amorim.
And then very quickly, Angelina, what is your prediction for the weekend?
Oh, I
want them
can't
here.
sit here. I cannot sit here.
And lie. So, yeah.
No, I cannot sit here and be negative towards my team.
Yeah, you
okay?
can.
So you're gonna lie. So you're
don't.
gonna lie then?
Yeah, you can.
No, I'm not going to lie. I genuinely think it could be a 1-1 situation and it goes to pens.
So
Nice.
on the fence, lie.
Nice. Hey, we never know. It could indeed. So, guys, that is all we have got time for this week. A huge thanks to Darren, Jordan, Matthew, Angelina, David, and Clive. Wow, so many people today. We'll see you next Thursday after the North London derby. And remember, guys, trust the process.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.